Hello everyone. It is Wednesday at 2 o'clock Central, which means it is time for card Yahtzee. So I hope that you have gathered your supplies and are ready to build a card with me. Although our cards may look very different because the recipe it gives us no sketch, no dimensions. It's pretty wide open. So I've got my ingredients here ready to go. So let's build a card and then we will draw to see what next week has in store for us. All right, so this week, this is what our recipe looked like. We were to make a masculine card with the Subtles family, color family. Include some embossing. These are all going the wrong way. That kind of bothers me. Punches. And add DSP, foil, or any other embellishments, I suppose, is what it's telling us. Like I said, initially, we've got lots of ways to interpret what we're being told here. So, what do I have? Well, I have been working with lots of fall things, and really wanted to work with this beauty of friendship, and really thought long and hard about making this the card feature of Card Club in November. But ultimately, I decided that I'd probably missed my opportunity to bring in this as a fall. The paper looks very fallish, so I'm not going with that for the November Card Club. I'm going to go with the Peaceful Cabin instead. But, oops, let me just make sure. Okay, yep, I am where I think I am. But this is the stamp set that we're going to use today for our card. And we're even going to use the Designer Series paper a little bit too. So, Pear Pizzazz is a member of the Subtles family. And it might be good for me to show you a little bit about this. So, what do I mean by the color families? So the color families are found on page 122 and 123 of the main catalog. And here you can see we have the Brights family, the Neutrals family, the Regals, the Subtles, and then the Basics. And then we have the in color collections down here on the bottom. So the Subtles didn't seem to have a lot of masculine colors when I looked at this initially, because I kept thinking about Blushing Bride and Calypso Coral and Petal Pink. And then I thought about the greens, Soft Sea Foam and Pear Pizzazz or Mint, and then Pool Party, Balmy Blue. That led me on to explore some combinations with Balmy Blue and Pear Pizzazz, or Balmy Blue and Soft Suede. So I'm loving this exercise in finding things and pulling them together. So I want to see if I can find the suite that has the Beauty of the Earth, because I don't want you to Beauty of Friendship, I think it's actually called. I'm sorry. And it is, oh my gosh, my eyes suddenly, where's my blink? Page 11. So let's see. All right, yes, page 11. Okay, so this is where this stamp set, Beauty of the Earth, is the name of the suite. And then the stamp set is Beauty of Friendship. There is a bundle. And then there's this beautiful Designer Series paper. And so this is what I got pulled into. And it doesn't say that Pear Pizzazz is one of the colors, but it really looks nice, I think you're going to find. And if you're building your card here along with me, I am trying to watch comments on my phone so that I can see if you've got questions or see what you're working with. So I've got a piece of Pear Pizzazz cardstock. I've got this tiny bit of the Designer Series paper, this Beauty of the Earth. It's got this lovely wood grain on the other side. And I thought about using that, but I really liked this. Then I've got a piece of basic white. Actually, I have two pieces. I have another strip to add our greeting, and then I have an embossing folder that I have forgotten the name of. It's kind of a textile looking embossing folder. So we're going to stamp, and then we're actually going to emboss. So let me see if I can move these just out of the way. And I'm going to stamp. I've already got these all mounted. So I've got some D blocks and an E block. The greeting could go on a different size easily. But okay, so here is our trunk. Now, this is kind of a tall piece of paper, and this greeting is more than 1 inch wide. So I decided I kind of want to make the trunk extended, and I can hide that extension with my greeting. That's my thought. We'll see how it works. So I'm just going to ink up the trunk part of this, and I'm going to come in relatively to the center. All right, now I'm going to ink up the whole thing, trunk and branches, and this is in soft suede. So like I said, I'm going to use my greeting to hide where that trunk joins, because it's going to be a little wide at that point. It's going to be an obvious joining otherwise. That's my soft suede until I'm ready for my greeting. Then I want to stamp in, I think I'm going to do this image. This image here I'm going to do in Bumblebee, and then I'm going to come on top and do this in Pear Pizzazz. And I chose that just because it's bigger, taller. But this kind of has some distinction to it. We're going to get some light and some dark with it. Oh my gosh, I went up too far. Maybe I should, oh, and I put my head right in the camera. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I'm going to turn this right over and try that again. Okay, this time I'm going to start, because maybe I don't need to extend it as much as I thought I did. So I'm stamping this image in Bumblebee. So I've got lots of depth there in that Bumblebee. And then I'm going to clean off, well actually no, I can do it this way. I can let it see through. Okay, so that's where that would stamp. I really don't need to extend it very much at all. Only about 1/2 inch. Okay, so, all right. That is not what I expected. I intentionally didn't do this card ahead of time. I felt like it's enough that I'm getting my recipe a week ahead. Okay, so we'll stamp that down. Okay, then I'm going to clean this and extend it just a little, because otherwise my fat greeting I would lose so much of that trunk. I could stamp on vellum, but that's just not the way I saw it. So let's see how we do this time. So I'm going to just ink up. Just going to ink up a little bit of this trunk to extend it. It looks like I'm frozen. Hopefully not. So if the video did freeze and jump, the replay will be on YouTube, and it will also be on my blog. And that blog is getting emailed out twice a week. So you can subscribe to my blog or you can subscribe to the newsletter. They are actually two different things. The November schedule is going to post in it's going to post just in the next couple of days, and I've got some really exciting things in mind. Hello, Ashley. Okay, good. Glad to know. Okay, so there we've got our Parapizzazz and our Bumblebee, and then we've got this kind of weird looking thing here. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp the greeting. And I think I'll go ahead and stamp that Parapizzazz, actually. Initially, I saw it in soft suede. And I know I'm going to flag this. That's where the punches are going to come in. So Ashley, pull out some supplies and play along. I'd love to see what you come up with. This is only, I guess, week 2, really, that we've done this. Oops, that's not where you go. Set that there. Okay, let's build a little bit and see how this takes shape. All right, so here's our little piece of the Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper, and we're going to put that over on the right. And I'm trying to use, so my friend Celine taught me how to line up the edges, and she said that the idea is to, you know, make these 3 pieces the same. That's not effortless for me. Excuse me. So we've even got some red on the trees over here in the car rider line. That's probably not a good thing to do. Hello, Paula. Well, I appreciate you being here watching. That's funny. Oh, dadgum, I forgot to emboss. Okay. I got a little carried away. Well, I'm going to have to emboss on the next one, right? We'll see how we like this. Darn. I just got excited. All right, the idea is this is going to come right here. So this is a little wider than the Pick-a-Banner punch can handle. So I am going to flag it using the, what is this called? I've forgotten what this tag punch is called. So I'm going to flag that like there. I'm going to come in a little closer, although darn, hate that. That was such a nice looking flag. And that one was not. Knew that would happen. All right. So I like that there. I want it to come to the end, but you can see how it's going to just hide that, even though I'm going to take off just a tiny bit on the other end. So if I were picking the paper to work with this the colors to work with this. I really wanted to use some cherry cobbler and some pumpkin pie, some very fall colors, but I think that this all works together real well too. So it doesn't hurt to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. I'm definitely, with this card Yahtzee, out of my comfort zone. I like to be prepared. If you are not getting my emails, they are coming from hello@michellesalcho.com. So you can check your contacts and make sure that that is in. Okay, so there's that. And then I've got some gold metallic pearls that I want to put on. And I think I like them. Well, where does this one go? I think it goes right there. You could put a few more. So that's really all I had today, except I do want to repeat this and do an embossed after I stamp. So let's see if I can pull that out real fast, because we're only 16 minutes in. But I need to grab more supplies. So grab some white and that's a strip that's 1 inch wide, and then we need a Pear Pizzazz base. All right, so this needs to be 3 1/4 by 5 1/4. So let's make sure that is 5 1/4, and then 3 1/4. And we'll go ahead and score this card. Yeah, we forget that there are some tricks to like making that tree look taller. And I'm going to need another strip of white to do that. Maybe one of those will work. Okay. Working on that upside down. All right, so let's start. We started first by stamping the detailed treetop, and that told us the placement for our tree. And we did that in Bumblebee. And then next we're going to do other stamp in Pear Pizzazz. So this is where our subtle comes in. I guess it's masculine because it's not flowers or a lot of ribbon. I'm not sure. Then we will stamp the tree twice. So we're going to stamp it once, the whole thing. And then I'm going to clean it and give that trunk a little extension. The trunk is a little crooked too. So I can do this just by inking up the trunk there. And I want to come down to about there. And then that overlap spot will hide with our tag. Now, it's time to emboss this. I remembered this time. All right. but I do have to make a little room because the mini cut and emboss will not fit. I need to bring in the big one, and I am embossing, so I need the bottom, and I probably just need what I still work with this blue one. I think it's the number 4 plate that comes with the cut and emboss machine, or maybe you buy it. Anyway, I think it's the number 4 is the equivalent. This is a cool thing to do with designer series paper too, and give it some textured look. Hopefully when I post the photos you'll be able to see the texture. You can kind of see it there. All right, let's see what that does for our card. All right. Okay. Stamp our greeting. Oh my gosh. And since we did this one, I still like the green. Let's see if we can. It's a pretty font in this. Okay. Now let's just trim it down a bit. And a flag to give it our punch. That's pretty good. So I'm going to mess it up though, trying to go closer. Come on, you got this. All right, I think it's okay. Okay. All right, need to trim this down to 5 1/4. So, and this is the beauty of the earth, is the suite in the annual catalog. Okay, I think that's going this way. It's kind of funny so far. This is the closest in the 3 times I read. We rolled the dice once in our team gathering. That used the subtle family there too. We'll get to see what everybody comes up with for that in just a couple of weeks. Now we could step this up even by putting this up on dimensionals. Let's do that just a little bit. Make it a little different. These edges are wonderful when you're putting larger pieces down like this. Faster peeling. And there's not much overlap on this. I'm sorry if I'm getting my hair in my head in the camera. Oh my gosh, come on. All right. So there we have that. And then we'll add let's see if we want to cut any of this off. We can cut off a little bit. Yep, I'm totally eyeballing it. And this is the part that's going to hide our trunk extension. And that looks a little crooked too. Maybe it's just the way the stamp goes. All right, and then some metallic pearls. And we only used 3 last time. Let's try. This is one thing that I do not feel like comfortable with. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that placement at all, but yeah, not at all. Three may have been the right number. Or 5. Maybe that's okay. Don't know. All right, anyway, here are the 2 cards that we've made today. So this one has our embossing. And let's roll the dice and see what we're doing next week. So I hope that next week more of you will be ready to build with me. Gather your supplies for the recipe and let's see what you come up with. I've got lots of prizes to send. And where did the little... Oh, here. Still need a better bag to keep these in. All right, let's check it up. Oh my gosh, okay, there's a rule. Subtles cannot be. Okay. Well, we've got monochromatic. We used that before too. We've got the Regals, monochromatic. This is a thank you. We get to use some ribbon and sponging. So, what will we come up with for that combination? Thanks for being here today. The dog's going to go crazy now. The neighbors have gotten home of all the nerve. Post your photos. I want to see what you make with our combinations too. Thanks for being here, everybody. Bye-bye.